Ladies, gentlemen, and cargo short dads at the card show, this is Wrestling Card Weekly. My name is Brennan, and these magnificent specimens beside me are Nick and Jeffrey. We're here every week to talk about wrestling, cards, and wrestling cards, except when we occasionally aren't. Please like, subscribe, smooch, and love those algorithms so we get sent straight to the top. Fellas, it's good to see you again. How are we doing?
Hello, friends.
I need some cargo shorts.
No,
you do.
Don't.
You're too much of a dad at the card show to not be cargoed up.
No.
I'm gonna start breaking out my Air Monarchs to the card shows. I didn't even think about that.
Oh hell!
You've inspired me.
That's more acceptable.
I got the icy whites.
That's what I'm talking about. Little white style.
Man.
Oh, y'all had a good week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to the card show last weekend. I didn't stay that long, but I know Jeffrey swept up.
Yeah, I camped out for a while. I was there for like 6 hours, it felt like.
Yeah, Nick texted me that I should come, and I woke up at like 2 p.m. So I didn't show up.
I didn't stay that long anyway. I wasn't feeling. I don't know. It's just the same stuff over and over. Sometimes it's like
right.
I go there, I take a look, I say hi to my friends, and then it's just
you're kind of waiting for somebody to show up with some new shit or.
Yeah, I'm a value box digger, so I could spend all day.
Yeah.
Somebody can have like 6,000 cards out, and I'll stand there and look at every single one. It's bad.
I just don't have that concentration level anymore. Like I used to be able to do that. You know, I'm just like, I just don't. It just seems like I don't know.
Yeah, I told Nick there was a table of this guy had a bunch of the 82 All-Stars. And I was like, yeah, he had like a whole like value box full of them, just like graded ones. And we walked over there, and Nick looked at like one or two and kind of peeked and was like, yeah, just walked away. I was like, okay, yeah.
Man knows what he wants. You'll love to see it.
You do.
What you boys pick up this week?
I'll go first because Jeffrey's got the cool shit.
The tides are turning.
Yeah, this isn't my scan. I took it off eBay, but I did pick up this tie-dye Road Dog.
Love it.
I love the tie-dyes. They're cool. Road Dog's the man.
Especially the ring sides.
Yeah, they're pretty great. So, yeah, that was mine this week. Jeffrey, you have any order you want to go in or just save the big one for last?
Yeah, just do it that way.
Okay.
Because I went overboard this week.
Yeah, this man went Mr. Moneybags over here. He's getting paid for being the pander champ. He's getting paid.
This is why you make connections in this hobby, and this is why you speak about, hey, I collect Miz, because people reach out to you. So this was part of a lot I picked up from my guy over at Babyface Breaks. He reached out and was like, "Yo, I got a lot of cool Miz," so I bought a lot of cool Miz. Got the black refractor auto. Nick had bought me the base black refractor, and I was like, man, those look so good.
Oh, that's perfect. I forgot about that.
So you bought me the base, and I was like, man, I really need to get the auto. And I had missed out on an auction on one, and then he reached out, and I was like, oh, yeah, I need that. So picked that one up. And then same lot, I also grabbed this is the impeccable, I want to say this was the Elegance like Mamato out of 25.
Yeah, it says on the card.
Oh, it doesn't. I can't see anything. But yeah, so I picked that one. Oh, it does. I see it now.
I thought it was a bit.
No, it was not a bit.
Elegance right there.
I was trying to remember off the top of my head because I bought like 75 freaking Miz cards this week, and I was like, "Is this Elegant?" I don't know. But yeah, I actually didn't have any of the Elegance from that set, so grabbed that one out of 25. This is now the second time I've owned this card. This time it's staying. Got the 2022 Prismatic Entrances gold out of 10 because I love gold and anything low numbered Miz. I had this before, sold it, was like, I don't need the insert sets, and then I got back on my I need it all phase, so we now have another one.
And then drum roll, please.
And then my favorite was the 2022 Select Ringside Action Signatures 1/1 Black Prism Auto.
Ooh.
This one, I mean, we talked about it last week, how much I love 2022 Select. And I missed out on all the bases that I needed to get the one-of-ones and I think all the inserts too. But I saw this one up and had to go make a deal for it. So now I should hopefully be able to complete a Ms. Rainbow. So had grabbed that one. I've got the gold. I think I just need, funny enough, I don't think I have the base. So I need like the base and the tie-dye to finish this
Oh,
rainbow.
yeah. That's sick. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Legit praying that
pumped.
you get the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
gotta
I've got
see
the
this
I've
out.
got the hardest two out of the way.
Yeah.
So
You hit the home run and the triple.
yeah.
You just need the single and the double.
Yeah. So, but this one actually bought it as a CGC 8. But I've mentioned before I'm not the biggest fan of the CGC labels. So I cracked it, one touched it,
breathe.
and yep, I let it breathe.
Let it breathe. Let it breathe.
So, but yeah,
Awesome.
it had to get that. Yeah, I see what you did there. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
that's what I'm.
Hey, there we
exactly
go.
what I was going for. Awesome. How cool. Rowdy.
But yeah, that was my big week of Miz, and there might be another big week coming next week, so stay tuned.
In case you guys didn't know, Jeffrey hit the lottery. These are the signs.
Yeah, the man wins lottery, buys nothing but Miz cards.
Yeah, these are the signs. So, guys, lots of big news coming out of Fanatics Fest, right?
Some there were some news.
They gave us
kinda.
everything we were expecting, right?
I texted a person I know that I will not name that was at Fanatics Fest and got dick. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Thanks, Tops.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Thanks, Tops.
I will say, while we don't have news coming
a
out
little
of
bit of
Fanatics
news.
Fest and from Tops, well, oh yes, we do. You're right. The Cactus Jack hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's kind of news. First off, yeah, another.
What? I'm sorry, I hadn't seen that card. That's beautiful.
Yeah, there was a video of Kevin Owens signing this. So it appears that what I referenced last week of a Cactus Jack something at Fanatics Fest wasn't really like, hey, they're gonna have more supply on hand. It looks like they're gonna release a standalone hobby box version.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Which I don't know how to feel about. Like, if they would have done it originally, it might have been cooler. Kind of chromed out, but they do look pretty cool. And Super Fractor Autos is awesome.
It'll be fun. It's just like, I mean, it's just kind of boring, right? Like you've already released this. You've already released. I mean, they're not the same cards, but they're like the same cards, right?
Yeah, and in the grand scheme of the new Topps license, if you count each release individually, this is the 4th release of Chrome.
Yeah, why are we duplicating products this early on? Doesn't really.
Now,
unless like the cool thing would be if like it's not going to be the case. Well, I mean, we know what the price point is probably going to be, right? Like it's
ridiculous.
Well, I was just about to ask.
I mean, that's assuming the configuration is the same as it was at WrestleMania.
I don't think it will be.
If it has more of a base set and is more comparable to like Topps Chrome, well, Topps Chrome was expensive as shit.
Well, it wasn't until the secondary market, but
it was still. I mean, it was what, $180 a box, $190 a box,
$159.99 EQL, which is good for a WWE hobby box. But
but then they dump it all to distributors or fucking up the prices themselves and fuck the customer. So
yeah, so I don't see this being any different. My personal guess is it'll probably be released in, I don't know, a Chrome or Sapphire type release, like configuration. Obviously, we don't actually know, but I don't see them releasing the whole thing in the same like limited run as the WrestleMania, and I think that's why they're doing a separate without like the WrestleMania logo and stuff like that. I think that one will obviously just be what it was, and then this will be more of a.
I think that actually cements the value of the WrestleMania ones a lot better.
I think so too. I think that will make those far more desirable, and hopefully these become more, at least singles wise, because we know the wax prices will be crazy. But singles wise, hopefully this makes it more attainable for people who wanted them before but didn't want to pay $70 for a base card.
I agree.
So, well, I don't know. I hope this isn't the next actual release.
It'll be Universe.
Yeah, I think it'll be Universe, and I hope it is. Just on the timing of everything, because I mean we've been seeing them sign Universe cards for a while now, so hopefully we get that little break in between, and maybe this is their version of Chrome Update in baseball, in a way, and this is where some stuff starts getting put in, or who knows? But
you'd think, but
yeah. So we'll see on that.
Well, aside from that, we tonight are, as we did last week. Last week we did 2022, and tonight we've got a little 2023 Panini review.
Yep, figured might as well dive back in. It was actually pretty fun last week.
I had a blast.
Yeah, so and as we'll talk about once we get through some of these, like there's some stuff in 2023 that I didn't even know existed until I started doing more research to kind of pull some of the stuff up. So
yeah.
But yeah, start at the top with Prism.
Yeah, might as well.
Prism is Prism.
Hold on, I'm getting pictures up. Hold on. I actually like this year's design a lot.
I do too. I think 2023 Prism is and probably will stay the most like underrated of the three.
Yeah.
Just because it was that middle set. But it offered a lot for sure.
Yeah. We had 2023 was the first year with undercard.
Yeah, first year of undercard. For those that may not have bought or know about that specific configuration, that was kind of like consider it like a hobby box light in a way. Still gets,
but you still got a bunch of good. At least in 2024, you still got a ton of good color. Like
yeah,
you pull a gold out of like every other box.
Yeah. For this, it was the first configuration like that for Panini WWE. It's basically a hobby box, but you're only getting one auto instead of two, and then every box came with a base image variation. So you got one of those. So like the Hollywood Hulk Hogan we have up here.
Yeah, and you had an undercard Prism per pack.
Yeah. So
which are these little disco boys?
Yep. In baseball, in football, this is like the no huddle, and basketball, the fast break.
Yeah.
So you just got the disco prisms, which I actually like the disco prisms a lot.
I think they're cool as shit.
Yeah. They don't seem to hold as well value wise compared to like the true, especially like with the golds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like a true gold prism versus the disco prism is completely different, but I liked them. As someone who tries to collect like everything, it just gave me more to chase. Some people like that, some people don't, but I liked the undercard, and it was far more affordable because you could get a hobby box for like $140, which compared to the, I guess, 300 plus that the Prism was, this was something good, and people didn't seem to buy it up as much either, so it seemed like it was always available to pick up. So and then got the Color Blast back.
This is my favorite right here. The throwback logo, the throwback.
Right. Yeah. So those were, what were they called? The throwback signatures or flashback.
Throwback.
So those were based off of the 2012, 2013 NBA Prism design, which was like the first year of Prism. I love the design of those, especially the parallels on the numbered versions look really cool.
Yeah,
I actually pulled one of these Batista cards, and I hated the image. It's just so awkward.
If they were on card, they'd be
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah, but I really liked these. And then overall, this year's Prism had some, honestly, the whole year's run, but Prism 2 had some really good images. Like this is one of my favorite, the Stone Cold throwback signatures. Obviously it was the black 101, but it's such a sick card. And then just image wise, funny enough, I think this was my least favorite image of the Rock we got over the 3 years of Prism. But
it looks almost cartoony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This card.
If I didn't know this was from 2023, I would think that was AI generated.
Yeah.
This card is, as you would guess, with every other release we've talked about last week, the top selling card for 2023 Prism. And it was actually the top selling card twice. So it sold originally raw for $10,000. And someone got it graded super quick because like a month and a half later, it sold again as the PSA 9 you see on screen for 16,800. So I don't know if that was just a timing on buyers or what. Because I mean, most people, especially in sports cards, they don't even want to pay raw prices for PSA 9s half the time. But this one went up an extra almost $7,000 for getting a PSA 9. Maybe it's just an authentication thing with it being a 101, but crazy card. And of course, it was another Rock Black Prism for the second year in a row.
Rocky. All we talk about is Rocky.
Can I ask you guys something as a card newbie? You've got a card that's a 1 of 1. For you guys, would a grading really change your opinion on the price of the card? I mean, it's a 1 of 1.
On the price, I mean, like if it was like,
of course, if it's in dog shit.
I'll put it to you this way: if I can't tell with my eyes what the fuck the problem is, then like it doesn't change the price for me. It could be a 7 or it could be a 10.
Sure.
If I can't, see, especially for a 1 of 1.
Yeah.
If I can't see it with my eyes, then I don't really care. Oh my god, there's a speck of white in the corner.
Yeah.
It's a 1 of 1. Who gives a shit? I mean, if you had like a big crease, obviously.
Yeah. That's what I'd have to imagine. If it's a 1 of 1, unless it was stuck in the spoke of a kid's bike, I can't imagine a situation where the grading would change that much of your valuation.
You'd be surprised at how many people get hard over PSA 10s.
And I get that. I mostly meant like what you guys personally thought, but
it doesn't matter to me. I mean,
people are strange.
Value wise on it, I'm the same way. Like whether this was a 9 or a 10, it'd be about the same. I'm a guy who cracks PSA 9s for my PC. Like I'd rather just have it raw. Like something about it not saying 10 just annoys me. So if I have a 10, I keep it. If it gets a 9, or if I buy it as a 9, I usually just crack it out. The 10 I usually leave just because if I ever do want to resell,
sure,
tons of people are adamant on 10s. Yeah. So,
but if it's like your personal collection and it's a 9, you're like, fuck it, I don't even.
Yeah, like the Miz 1 of 1 that I showed from this week. I bought it as a CGC 8, cracked it out, and I grabbed the label from the holder, put it in a top loader, and put that in my top loader binder of Miz stuff as a little memory. So now it's there. Right. So it's there.
Riddle me this: would you rather have a PSA 9? Let's just call it a non like. Oh, what would be a good card for this to be? like, we'll use Stephanie Vaquer because her shit's selling for more than anybody else's shit right now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't really. Would you rather have, like, let's say there's a card out of like 50, and there's a PSA 9 for like $3,000, and there's a PSA 6 that has the slightest tiny surface dimple for like $500. And let's say money wasn't, or no, because that defeats the purpose.
If you weren't planning on reselling it,
Yeah. Like, is a 9 really that important, or is like if it's something that you're not hardly ever even gonna like notice, is it really that big of a deal? Is what I'm trying to say.
No. If it's for the collection, no.
Yeah.
Like, as long as it presents well, that's what I care about. Like, we showed one of my, like, that Shawn Michaels artistic selections I have that has the giant, like, indent in the back.
Yeah.
I have that proudly displayed. You can't see it from where it's at. Like, I don't plan on reselling it. So, now if it's something on the front, that would bother the hell out of me. But
yeah. Plus, I'm not chasing slabs and flips. I'm chasing cards, right?
Yeah. Right.
Like, I'm not chasing Joe Blow in California's opinion of how my card looks. I could honestly give half of a fuck.
You know what's funny is Nick actually works for PSA when he's not doing this podcast, and he's just letting his anger out.
Yeah, basically. I just think it's so. I'm not gonna get into it. All right, select. Let's go.
We'll do a whole episode on Nick talking about grading.
that's what we do after the Panini review.
Yeah. Select, once again, my favorite set of the year.
It does rule.
The more it went on, just like, I love Select. Brennan loves Leaf. I love Select.
Yeah.
Like, this year's for 2023 introduced some more new stuff, like Prism did. They did the color wheels and the artistic selections.
Slow your roll. We're getting there.
And, well, sorry, I don't know the order of your photos, sir. But
there you go.
The images there were so many, like, what I think will be iconic images for the Panini era in general from this set. Case in point, the Rhea.
Yeah, that card rules.
Yeah, this set had it all.
And we skipped over fast that Cody Rhodes with the torn bicep.
Yeah,
I think that will years from now, that will be considered a pretty historic image.
Oh yeah, I love that image. Go back to the Triple H one. Brennan, have you seen this card before?
I have never seen that card, but that is something that I love. That was NXT, Alexa, Sasha, and Charlotte.
Yeah,
that is just the coolest. That's the coolest card from such a cool time.
Yeah, the image was awesome, and the mezzanines looked really good in 2023.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't think I'm as big of a fan of the ring sides because they were horizontal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some of the images just made up for it. Like the Rock image here is really cool.
Yeah, I still can't get over this Rhea. That's a cool card.
The Rhea is so dope.
It's such a sick card. They did eliminate, because I saw the Rock Tiger there. They took out the elephants after the first year, so it went from the full zoo trifecta to just the duo of the tiger and zebra, which, if they were going to eliminate one, I would have picked the elephant, but I would have rather had all three.
Yeah,
I like the elephants.
Yeah, I do too, but I don't know. They added 1 million parallels and had to take that one out. Don't know why. But I think the color wheels, which they don't really hold up comparatively like the Color Blast do. But after seeing a bunch in person now, like I think they're kind of underrated. Same with the artistic selections.
The color wheels are awesome.
They are. I don't know why they don't sell as well.
I've almost bought a number of, or I almost bought a couple last week, and then decided.
Almost bought a couple.
And then
Was
decided,
Jacob Fatu one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I
Yeah,
figured
of
it would be.
Yeah, it was like Fatu and Roxanne, but I was like, yeah.
Was there anything in Select that you guys liked or didn't like compared to 2022?
I like the color wheels. I don't like that they got rid of the elephant because they already have 7 million parallels. So why get rid of a cool one?
Yeah.
Just get rid of like purple number 3 or something. Like,
as a colorblind guy, I yes, I second that message.
keep the unique ones. So
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Chronicles next.
Before we do that, let's talk about the top seller on it too. Because it's going to be a nice running theme throughout the show.
Okay.
Can you guess who the top selling card
The Rock.
was? No. He was the second and third.
Cody?
No.
Hulk Hogan.
Nope. Think about the theme. He's in the family.
Ray Wyatt?
Roman. Not that family.
Sorry. I was thinking about the best family that's been in WWE.
His 2023 Concourse Black Prism 101 in a PSA 10 sold for $8,100. So
not too shabby.
Not too shabby. It was The Rock's 1 of 1 in a PSA 9 sold for $6,800. So Roman edged him out by a good little bit there. But I mean, the image on that Roman card was sick. So
yeah,
I feel that. Yeah, we can move on to Chronicles, which, again, I'm a fan of.
Basically the same release as the year prior. For the most part.
They didn't change much. I know 2022, their like case hit, like chase set that you were going after was the It's All About the Game, like Triple H insert set. And I want to say this one for 23 was the I think it's called Biggest Little Man or something. It was like the Rey Mysterio version of the Triple H set.
Yeah.
Which those were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't much really that was different.
No, I do, however, like these.
The Voices of the Ring.
Yeah.
See, I didn't like those. I like the idea of them, but I didn't like the design.
I mean, the design leaves something to be desired, but
yeah,
just getting the autos of like these are like this is an example of sticker autos I would pick up, right? Because like Caleb Braxton doesn't have another auto.
Yeah.
So
and then Michael Cole was in this set too, which was pretty cool.
I personally like the kind of toned down, monotone aesthetic. Also, as a big fan of the Iconics, getting a Kayla autograph. It's great. Hey, Kayla.
I forgot completely about that.
She didn't even do a journalism.
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much the same. Now, this is the year they put in the optic, like the donor's optic, right? And then 2022 they did not have it. Because I know it was in the set. I can't remember if it was in 22, but I don't think it was
in 22.
So that was one of the things I got most excited about when I opened this, was because I'm a huge fan of optic in football. Great looking set, and in football that's where you get downtowns. So I was like hoping we'd get like a optic release later on, and you'd get like the chrome downtowns and kind of the same setup as optic, but it didn't come to fruition. But we got the one insert set with optic, which looked really good. Funny enough, I believe optic was the highest selling card from that set. Let me double check.
Alexa Bliss.
No. This is so there's two themes to the top sales from 23. You got the Bloodline and the Man. Becky Lynch was the number one sale. It was the Optic gold vinyl 1 of 1 and a PSA 10, sold for $3,600.
Good price.
What? Yeah. The top 3 from that, actually, funny enough, when I say number 2, it's going to piss Nick off again. But it was the Nikita Lyons Optic 1 of 1. And then
what am I to tell an idiot what to do with the money?
And then the number 3 selling was the John Cena Contenders Optic Gold Vinyl 101. So those were the top 3 from Chronicles. Yeah, I mean, I liked it as a set. It was fun to open. A good retail option.
I hope Topps gives us something similar.
Yeah, I do too. At this point, I just give us something. I don't care, but
literally anything.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know what else they really could have done with it. Was what it was.
Yeah. Let's do Elite next because that's what I got queued up. I actually really like Elite. They have a bunch of cool on-card autographs. I love the pen pals.
Yeah,
I love the Elite signatures are cool. The passing the torch autos are always awesome. I remember picking those up or not picking those up, but like I remember pulling a passing the torch. Or was that what they were called in the baseball release in the late 90s?
It was still passing the torch.
Yeah, it was
same
like
with football.
It wasn't an auto, but it was a Hank Aaron, Jose Cruz Jr.
Yeah,
one of these things is not like the other. And I was like, oh, this is sweet. It was numbered out of like 2000 or something. I was like, oh, this is killer.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are dope. Jeffrey's favorite, the Spellbounds.
God, I love Spellbounds.
They're tight.
Dude, I have so many sitting right next to me. I've been picking up wrestling ones lately too. I've got like 80% of the letters for like every wrestler and multiples of them, but nothing complete.
Yeah. And here's the pen pals. Here's a 101.
Yep. And the reason I sent you that picture is because it's back to the bloodline topic. That was the top seller from Elite 2023.
Okay, that's hysterically funny.
That's insane.
It was the Ava.
Did The Rock buy
it? Well, you got to remember this was her rookie card, and everyone was in the hype zone of she's going to get that mega
They thought
push.
she was going to wrestle.
How much did they pay for this?
$3,000.
Fucking.
So they had a $3,000 card of a developmental brand's commissioner.
Yeah. It beat out the second place card.
Just soak this in for a second. There's someone out there, a poor soul, who owns a $3,000 card of a third brand's commissioner.
Yeah. General manager. Which makes it worse. Yeah.
That's like owning a $3,000 card of Brad Maddox.
Hey, take it easy. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I can't defend it to that level, but I will say I was in the mindset of I should pick up a little Ava here and there because she's going to get that rock push.
I think she does well. She's really good at what she does.
She does. But
it's no slight to her.
No, of course. But I think people expected her to wrestle.
Yeah. I mean, she did start wrestling a little.
Yeah, then she
not much.
Up and shit.
Did she have a few matches in 2.0?
She did.
Okay.
But it just didn't work out. But she's great at what she does. But I was in the same mindset of kind of like prospecting in a way, picking up a little bit of her here and there. And obviously because there's no in-ring career, it's not going to pan out. But
aren't you glad you didn't do it?
I mean, I did, but I spent like $2, not $3,000.
That's the
best.
That is perfectly fine prospect.
Yeah,
no one's mad.
That's how I prospect. Is let me buy the low end for like $1 or 50 cents, and if they blow up and I can sell it for $7,
yeah,
I'm set.
There you go.
But to make you even more angry, this beat out the 1 of 1 Hulk Hogan Elite Auto Redemption. by $250. But
funny.
I really liked Elite. I like it in football.
I like it too.
In football, it's not really sought after value wise. It's kind of echoed the same with wrestling, but I don't know, for what it is. It's a really fun set. It's almost like a more steady version of Chronicles, like value wise in my eyes.
Yeah.
But they had some really cool parallels. You got the Razzle Dazzle case hit, which people it's like, to me it's like a galactic, super cool. I like them. They had the status die cuts and stuff out of like 24. Really good auto checklist. So I don't know. I've been going back and picking up some more of the Elite myself. I didn't really grab much at the beginning, but I'm starting to go back to it.
Nice. Revolution?
Yeah.
Shall we? Save the
We
big
shall.
two for last.
Love to.
Look at our boy Sammy Uso.
Man.
This year's Revolution, I liked it so much more in 23 than I did 22.
Why is that?
The base, I like the base design better. They just looked slightly less corny to me. But also all the new stuff they introduced compared to 2022 that they didn't have was a lot better. Like the base set having a 1 of 1 instead of only the autos having 1 of 1s.
Yeah.
The Galactics look great, of course. And then there's the other theme there. We'll just hop into it since the photo's up. The highest selling of that year's Revolution was the Becky Lynch 1 of 1.
That's a sick card.
So at least a little more reasonable.
Yeah. And that one sold for $6,000.
There's some heavy Becky collectors out there.
Oh yeah. But yeah, auto checklist was great again.
And then of course,
and the introduction of the Kaboom.
The Kaboom. Am I the only one that just doesn't love Kabooms?
No, you're not.
No, I don't like the art style at all. I see what they're going for, but it's just no.
My thing with the Kabooms is in this exact same year of 23 Revolution, they added another new parallel out of 199, which was the Impact. And the Impact is the same back design. So like go back to the Cody Rhodes Kaboom if you can. Like those star type things. That is the literal parallel of the Impact out of 199. Just without the Kaboom word.
Yeah.
So I'd rather get the Impact. But yeah, I'm with you, Brennan. The art design just doesn't do it for me.
It reminds me of anybody listening or watching. It's essentially a Scanner Darkly, where they cell shade everything and then have like a harsh outline around it. It's kind of cool, but on a card, I just don't get it.
See, actually, I don't mind them in football. I think in football they look good, and it may just be because they're wearing helmets and the facial features don't look so crazy, and they're clothed, so they don't.
Right.
It doesn't look as
it's
insane
not a harsh
to me.
Black background on The Rock's bald head.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people love the Kabooms, and I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't want one, which I would, but not at the price they sell for.
Right.
I just don't. To each their own, but the Kabooms weren't for me.
It doesn't offend me.
Yeah,
as far as
I understand the appeal.
It's just not something I would want to collect.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if the Miz had one, I might change my view. But
look, if the Miz has anything, we're gonna get it for you, brother.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I liked this year's in 23 a lot better than the 22. I liked. It seemed like the theme overall for the year that Panini was trying to. Okay, we got the initial like honeymoon year out of the way where we released what we had. We it's like almost like they played it a little safer in the first year. In the second year, they started expanding a little bit. The best thing they did was they got rid of Panini and XT 2.0. No more of that. Shout out to Dusty. The and then just adding just this different case hits across most products were really big, and it was good stuff for wrestling collectors that weren't used to that type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, got distracted loading up pictures. Impeccable.
Impeccable.
What a beautiful product. I've never opened any Impeccable, but I really want to.
Yeah.
We had the stainless stars again this year.
I really like them.
The stainless stars rule.
They're
super cool.
I
like the water. I like these autos, but I wish they didn't say watercolor at the top.
Like if it just had the same design but minus the word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I
design
can see that.
is so good.
It is.
Really
the
love
design's
the
pretty cool, but like, why do you have to say watercolor on it?
Yeah. This is one of those times where I don't need you to put the parallel on the front.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly against it because I like the look of it so much, but I totally understand why that would bug you.
Yeah. We had a bunch of the numbered sets back this year.
Yeah.
I love this. Look at those milk bottles.
God. Kurt Angle. Just how can you have anything other than a gigantic smile on your face when you think about Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
And the broken freaking neck.
The gold and silver bars. Back again this year. Which are cool looking. I still don't quite. They're not for me, but they're cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever. I guess I have seen some in person. They're not for me either. I'm right there with you.
I've never seen one in person, but I really like them mainly because I'm very tacky. I mean, that's the tackiest card possible, and I like that.
I understand the appeal.
Right.
But price point wise is where it gets me, why they
I'd never buy one in a million years, but if I saw one I would be like, hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, because from this set, when I was looking it up, the top 3 sales were all gold bars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they have an intrinsic value built into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so the top selling was the Liv Morgan gold bar, which sold for $5,000.
They don't have that much intrinsic value built into them.
Yeah. And then the Shawn Michaels did 4,000 and the Cody Rhodes did like 3,400, 3,500. So the top selling non-gold bar card from the set was the Shawn Michaels SummerSlam signature out of 2. And that sold for 3,400. Give me that card 1,000 times out of 1,000 over the Cody gold bar, which was about the same price.
The gold value is like what?
Are you looking up how much a half troy ounce of?
Yeah, like $1,000.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, they do look cool, but
for 14 karat gold, yeah,
I'd rather have the auto or just like a cooler design / photo choice.
Right.
To me, that's the only real miss, but I get it. And Impeccable, that's kind of their thing.
I just love these. I love all the numbered autos. I love the way the look. I like the little square hologram pattern. I think they're all those autos are great.
Yeah.
I think Impeccable had some of the best autos. And some of the best auto cards of any of the Panini releases.
I agree. And then this year in 2023, I know like last week I mentioned I didn't like the base set in Impeccable very much.
Yeah.
In 2023, I actually loved it. It's almost like they dialed it back a little bit, so it wasn't as much of the Impeccable red flow. It was still there, but it wasn't intrusive to the card.
Yeah.
I actually really like the base set, but yeah, Impeccable is another one. I haven't ripped that myself either, but I love picking up singles from it, and we'll keep going back. And all these all these numbered sets, those are going to be super hard to come by as time goes on because people are going to be, I mean, wrestling collectors already just hoard everything anyways, but especially if you have like these kind of create like a different collecting in a way. Like you have the guy who's buying this Kurt Angle for his PC because he collects Kurt Angle, and then you have the guy who's like, okay, let me get the entire set of
Right.
all these numbers, and it creates like a different like competitiveness to picking them up. So I think stuff like those are going to be super hard to come by.
Yeah.
All right, keep talking for a minute. I gotta finish loading all these pictures in.
Oh, I'm out of stuff to talk about now. So yeah,
Shit.
but
We're fucked.
I want to talk about how you guys are super cool and handsome.
Nick, please hurry.
Okay,
Jeffrey, I think you have great facial structure. I
Thank you. No one's ever said that to me.
Your cheekbones are really nice, like they're prominent in a really cool way.
To the guy in his car right now, stopped at a red light listening to this. Yeah. I'm sorry that your windows were down and the people think you're listening to the weirdest fucking thing you've ever listened to.
I mean, you are listening to a podcast.
Guess what?
Wrestling cards.
Yeah, you are listening to the fucking thing you could possibly be listening to. Me complimenting your facial features is the least weird thing about this podcast.
Fair enough. I'm here for it though.
All right. Immaculate.
Worth the wait because Immaculate was probably my favorite.
Auto Tour.
Yeah, the shirt relics were amazing again.
I have had more. I have opened a couple of tins of Immaculate. And it was very fun.
So sick. The base design was really good. The booklets were amazing.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen one in person, actually.
Which the only problem is that they're fucking stickers.
Here we go. No,
well, if you're gonna do a product of on card stuff, go the full mile and do the product.
Yeah. No, I agree. It would be much better.
If I'm paying $500 to $600 a tin, I'm not going to be happy to pull out a sticker auto.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Like that's a little too expensive to be slapping stickers on cards.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Wait till our 2024 episode when we get to National Treasures.
Oh God.
The sticker dump of sticker dumps. Oh no, we're losing the license. Let us get rid of all of our shit real quickly.
We're getting 0 views on that episode. We're like, Nick's gonna lose it.
This is you sent me this. This is super cool.
Yeah, so this wasn't the top selling card of the set, but it was the second, and I just wanted to highlight it because it was crazy cool. The Alba Fire Isla Dawn dual WWE logo 1/1 auto.
You know what would be even cooler? Would make this card even cooler
if they were still both in WWE.
No, if they got rid of the fake little patches.
I mean, they grabbed those shirts from the Performance Center somewhere.
Like they 2023 David
all of them. Damn it, they wore all of them.
Yeah, I just imagine them like putting a shirt on and then a shirt until they're like this big.
Yeah,
like, I can't move.
Yeah. But I don't know. This is another example of how inscriptions just like take cards crazy because I mean it's really cool inscription.
I mean I'm not shitting on the card. I think it's dope. Like
yeah. No,
and they went the extra mile. They went the extra mile on the auto, which I like when people do.
Yeah,
this is actually, if I were to own a Hulk auto, I think this is the one that I want.
Yeah,
the championship runs.
Yeah.
So you probably don't want to own this one because it was the highest selling one of the set.
Yeah.
This is the 101 Platinum, which in 2022 Immaculate was also the highest selling. Was the Hogan 101 auto. This one sold for $7,500.
Yeah, I don't want a Hogan auto that bad.
But yeah, no, I mean, I do like this one.
Championship runs are cool as shit.
Is it just me, or in this photo, does he look a lot skinnier than I just genuinely picture him as?
he was kind of slimmed down a little bit. Like mid to late 98.
Yeah.
I think he was a little more gear heavy, like right when he was coming into WCW or right when the heel turn was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about how he was looking. Yeah, when he first got it.
Yeah.
That card rules.
I do like that one.
Super sick.
And then do you have the other photos of the new additions to the set that I sent over?
Yeah.
So when I was looking up stuff for this set, apparently I just hadn't checked out enough of 2023 Immaculate. So they had 2 new like insert autograph sets because they don't do inserts in Immaculate, but one was the Championship Glory. So as you see here on the Seth Rollins one, it just has like a photo of their championship on there. They look really nice. I had never seen any. It was only a 3-person checklist for this set, and it was Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Roman Reigns. Seth looks great. I've seen the Gunther. It looks pretty good. I haven't seen a photo of the Roman yet.
Yeah. That Seth looks incredible.
Yeah, I think why we haven't seen them after like digging in a little more. So they look like they were redemptions, obviously, and all the sales on them. Because I went on eBay to try to find some. There's like 1 or 2 available, and like 2 or 3, 4 sold maybe. So they were redemptions. They must have just gotten filled semi recently because all of the sales that had like processed publicly on these were like in the past month or 2. So they had to have just like recently gotten filled and sent out, but they look really good. I think I definitely want to grab at least the Seth.
Do it.
We'll see. I want to see what the Roman looks like. And then there's the other one. I don't know if I sent you a picture of it, but the catchphrase calligraphy checklist auto set. That was another one that I hadn't seen, which it's on the sell sheet for the product, so I don't know how I missed it, but they looked really cool with Cena, Taker, Stone Cold, Mankind, and Roman on that as well.
Just a quick little dive. Yeah, the Roman and Seth were redemptions, and the Gunther was live.
Okay, that makes sense. The Gunther looks good. His is with the IC title.
Yeah,
and I would assume the Roman. Is there a photo? Can
you
see a photo?
No, I assume it's with the universe or with the big
WWE.
Yeah.
But yeah, those look really nice. I like the design of them.
What else did you send me?
Oh, that's the one I was talking about. So the
that's nice.
Yeah, I hadn't seen these myself, but it looks really cool. I'm gonna look up the other ones. I think I've seen this one now and the Stone Cold. And now we've all seen the Stone Cold.
Hell yeah.
They just look.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they look really good.
Those are badass.
It would be really cool if there's a set from 2025 Ultimate Signature in baseball that is like, it's called like Immortal something, or maybe it's called Notable Nick. I always get them all mixed up. Mm-hmm. But they sign them and then they put their nickname. Like Griffey signs it and then he put Junior underneath it.
Yeah.
Ozzy didn't sign his. He just put the Wizard on it. Like stuff like that. And so I think it would have been cool if they could have gotten these actually inscribed.
Well, they did do that in this set.
Did they?
Yep. It's called Immaculate Nicknames. I only know because The Miz has one. His is
Look
the
at me,
A-lister.
learning new shit all the time.
Yeah. I don't remember the full. I can look it up while we're on here. But yeah, it was called Immaculate Nicknames. And those look really good. If you want to look and pull up a picture,
it'll end up even more bright.
Yeah. Oh god, you didn't know they existed?
No, but but they didn't really. I mean, it's just like they're just signed; they're not inscribed.
Some of them did inscribe it.
Ted DiBiase put a $sign. That's about
So, in this year, it was Roman, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, Gunther, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Bianca Belair, Cena, Io, Gargano, Michin, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, the 2022s look better. They're vertical. I
Yeah.
just don't see like nobody's really inscribed. I'm a sucker for inscriptions.
Yeah. So, but the idea was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, nothing I really have bad to say about Immaculate. The only
No, it
thing
rules.
The only thing, which I guess they don't need it because of like the overall card quality and on card autos, the nice like memorabilia and stuff, is that they don't have a case hit type insert or an insert set, because I'm a sucker for an insert set. But I guess with high end, you're not really going to get that. But that's probably the only thing I would really change. I think was that every release, right, from 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed, like I said, they killed Panini NXT, so shout out to them for that. I was hoping, I want to say the reason why they were so far behind in 2023, it seemed like, because Impeccable and Immaculate were actually released like end of first quarter to like halfway through 2024. Which in the end is why we won't have or didn't have a 2024 Impeccable and Immaculate, because they ran out of time with the license because they didn't get 23 out until halfway through the year. So,
yeah. And then we get the next year, we'll run into the big sticker dump at the end, and 2024's craziness, flawless.
Yeah.
Cool. I think 2023 might have been the best year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it beats 2022. We'll make a decision after our 2024.
Yeah.
It definitely beats 2022.
See, I'm still a sucker for 22, and
I know you are.
I don't know what it is. It's got me.
It's the nostalgia. It's got hooks in you.
It is. But no, case hit wise and just like overall like expansion of what was available for wrestling cards was far better in 2023, just availability wise. And everything wasn't as crazy expensive.
Well, now that we got that wrapped, to kind of end the show, blind draft, we had a discussion, and the blind draft that we came up with is, if you had to come up with your personal, what you would love to see for a quad auto, 4 signatures, what would that be? And I guess, as we do every week, we have to
bask in my
defer
glory
first to
say it.
The Pander Champ.
The Pander Champ.
Say my name. Oh, bask in his glory.
My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Oh, damn. Damn, you have made this less fun.
I'm gonna get my big white icy belt. It's on the way. Yeah, shout out to chicken bacon ranch lovers everywhere. From
that's not even a fucking panini.
He's
a
right.
Cuban is a literal pressed sandwich.
But the second he said,
the only thing pressed right now is you, Nick. Okay.
Damn.
I am pressed.
Damn.
I am. We got a bunch of non-sandwich knowers out here who need to update their sandwich game and put some respect on the fucking Cuban.
Hey, Cuban's delicious, but the Pander Champ is forever.
Would you say that this entire concept of, the blind draft itself is broken?
I knew you'd come.
Sorry. For the listeners, that is a broken Matt Hardy Wrestle Buddy that Nick got me.
I did not know those existed, genuinely.
Yeah,
amazing.
I didn't
They
either,
were
and he
ringside
surprised me
exclusive.
with it. And
Yeah.
I was like, "This is one of the greatest things I've ever seen."
I'm gonna have to go buy one for my
It's
son
displayed proudly in my office.
now. Oh man!
Jeffrey, go first.
All right. See, this is where winning
It could
the
be
poll
anything. It could be
sucks.
your Mount Rushmore.
You can also
your...
defer your placement if you want to.
No, I can't. I'm not gonna.
Mount Rushmore, your favorite match, your favorite faction.
So 4 only.
4 autos.
See, I've had one in mind forever that I would want, but it would be 6.
I've got one that I want that's 5.
So
that's part of the challenge.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
So value wise, this isn't really. I don't think it would be the most valuable, but for me, it would be like the coolest card I could own, and it would be a quad auto of the Hardys and the Dudley Boys.
That'd be sick.
That's
really good.
Yeah, which is funny. You brought out the broken Matt Hardy right before I picked that.
You went again.
That's why I said it would have been 6 because I would have gotten Edge and Christian on there too, and just had the TLC. Yeah. But yeah, if I had to choose, I'd rather have solo autos of Edge and Christian compared to a solo auto of Bubba Ray. Right. So Hardys and Dudleys.
No, that's a great pick. That's a great pick. Is it me or Nick?
Nick was second in the polls.
Nick second, yeah.
As usual, second.
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
Had all this time to talk about Cubans. has no idea.
There's a card. There's 4 autos that I want, but they don't really make sense together.
It's for you. Don't try to pander. You're not good at it. It's for you.
I know, but I would be upset by this. I'd be like, Okay, I'll just go with. I think it'd be really cool. I don't know if this is my personal favorite, but I think it'd be really cool to have like an American Hardcore Legends card. Mm-hmm. You would do Funk, Cactus, Sabu, and I guess Sandman.
That would be sick.
Nice
would be pretty fun.
That's dope.
I guess you could add. That's probably the 4 I would do.
Now,
for a hardcore Mount Rushmore, that's a
Not to juice up your pick anymore because it's already a good pick, but that card, if it was like a quad relic as well, that'd be sick.
That'd be sick.
I am going to actually. I'm not going to say pander, but I usually go with something outside of WWE, but this, I was thinking about it when the topic got brought up, and one of my favorite WrestleMania main events, I would say, and this is not to say that these are my top choices for autos, but to have them together because of the moment, this is what I would go with. It would be Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 31, the heist of the century.
That would be sick.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool to have those 4 autos.
You might win this one.
And just the image of them staring at Seth holding the belt. That is one of my. I remember watching that live and just being like, still disappointed that Danielson wasn't involved in the main event. And then when Seth's music hit, I was like a kid again. I was like, oh, this is why I watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, it was incredible.
That will go down as one of my in my top 3 favorite WrestleMania main events of all time.
And that it was even better because it was back when everyone hated Roman. Like,
Yes.
a lot of people now don't even like fathom that Roman was hated.
Right.
But
And
God.
when you look back at it, rewatching it, the match was fucking great
Mm-hmm.
up until then. But everyone was so caught up in hating Roman and not wanting Brock to have the title. So it was just everyone's confused.
Yep.
It just was, man, what a way to do it.
That's a good peg.
Hell yeah. Well, boys, it has been an absolute blast hanging out with y'all once again on this Wrestling Card Weekly. If you are watching on YouTube, please throw us a like, a subscribe, a comment. If you're listening on any of your podcast devices, please give us a 5-star review, comment, anything like that. We really appreciate it. It helps us with the algorithm, get us up. Yeah, can't thank you enough for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be some news.
Hopefully there will be some news.
Not happening.
I doubt it.
Not happening at all. See you for Panini Part 3.